Hey guys, Ballatw here, back with another VOD review, and today we're going to be looking at Scoped and Tfue's 4-game streak in the semifinals of FNCS, which was ridiculous. 4 games, and they qualified finally for the Sunday finals, which they hadn't done ever before at this point. And then, of course, they went to the Sunday finals and they dominated. Let's start taking a look. We're just going to take a look at those 4 games, and then maybe later in the week we'll hop into some Sunday finals games. But for now, I think most of you are probably still interested in the semifinals games because that's where we struggle with the most. So this is something I do every once in a while, is actually pay attention to, you know, where I am skill wise and try to watch good players play that stage.
There's like hell of teams here, bro. We gotta play together.
So for a lot of people, the semifinals might be a lot more relevant than the actual Sunday finals, even though sure, stuff that you do in the Sunday finals is relevant here.
Oh, it was a green sub.
And you could also see things that they do that they can't necessarily get away with in
Bro, Brutus is on me.
In full finals. So the split drop, one from the top, one from the side. This is pretty much the best way to drop Grotto. There's a couple different ideas on how to drop Grotto, but one almost always is 50-50ing that top zip line and then diving in to the air vents. But this is a slightly new innovation where they have Scope go through the side and then meet up with Tfue, and it also kind of gives them a little edge because they can cover more and find Brutus a little faster, possibly, because he goes straight through the front. And it gives him more opportunity to do different things. You saw how he glided in. It was kind of, he could decide a little bit more.
I can't take it.
Man, it's crazy how much higher these semifinals games are getting. We're already a couple minutes into the game, and there's 90 people up compared to like 70 when you're normally used to. The video I put out today was on Storm Surge tags, and they have the same kind of plan as Mr. Savage.
No, I'm gonna try shooting the wall though.
And it's funny that both of these teams end up coming to the same conclusion.
Cancel the res.
Nice snipe.
West.
So, Storm Surge base, basically. I don't know positionally where they are, but you don't really have to go anywhere specific in first zone anymore. It used to be that you had to move so fast. They're somewhat center, so it's like fine. But like the first zone has so much variability that it really doesn't matter where you're at. You just need to start moving. You need to get into it, and then that's basically the only goal, right? So actually reserving these spots is more important than anything else, just in case it does come here, right? You don't want to be moving and give up an opportunity to have had this spot in the next couple of zones. Yeah, let me...
Yo, kids south, you might be able to snipe. The middle island. The mid island, and like to the left of it.
I'm not going to take notes today until I get to Valorant.
That's so...
Honestly, at this point, when you're 900 above in semis, like you're done for the rest of the game. I guess if you're 900 above in any, but from here they could just literally chill. How does the next zones play? Okay, third zone goes away from them finally.
Straight 165 rotating in the trees.
You kind of want to stay. There's two trains of thoughts when you're in a nice Storm Surge base and you're chilling on Storm Surge. You could either stay to try to find people who are getting surged and try to find easy kills, or you can rotate to get better position in third. In my mind, I think rotating at this point is more useful.
Ooh, far south of where.
And you'd see somebody like Trapping AV preferring something like that. You see somebody like Nanolite as well, liking to rotate. But again, they're also very, very close to the next zone. It just seems like somewhere where they can get slightly better. I wonder if in opens and semis this is better than anything else, because you like this is a random team that's shambles forever.
Knocked him. Look, the other kid, we're not in zone, by the way.
I know. 46 flush on the 46 flush. Let's fucking go, bro.
Nice.
That was worth it. I'm building back down. No one's on zip line. It's just chill.
The way that this hill goes down, it's perfect for them. It's like not even changing the elevation right much. So they move a little bit and they still have the highest spot on the map.
Oh my god, we got zone here.
Still have exactly the highest spot on the map. That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna go up a little bit. I need light ammo though, bro.
I have 18.
Also, look, when we saw them move, they basically controlled all the space near them, and nobody came to them at all because of how long they were up there.
I have 2.
See how people are just like down the hill? Nobody decided to try to push up. Nobody decided to try to get closer.
If I can't find ammo.
Yeah.
This is some fortunate zones, boys.
Hit my fucking
Some
spike.
very fortunate zones.
Right.
EU is a weird day, Michael.
Yo, I'm RPG to the right.
A very weird day.
Okay.
The wins did not matter in EU.
Not
It's like everybody wasn't consistent.
Alright. How many rockets you
a
got?
4.
And if they were consistent, it was like just bad game, like slightly good, slightly decent game after slightly decent game after slightly decent game.
On fucking loot for ammo.
Yeah, no, I will 100%. Do you have any white heals?
I have 3 kits. Alright. And 3 minis.
If they get fit, okay.
Honestly, not bad.
That's such a good zone for us.
We can rotate
We
down
can literally,
late.
we can late.
Bro, imagine how many kills they would have gotten if they got freaking
Yeah.
Anyone who tries us, just RPG him.
Bro, these kids easy.
Fifth.
They're gonna,
Minis.
honestly,
This is the
not bad.
plan that wins them pretty much every game that they win. At least in semis and opens and cash cups and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Anyone who tries us, just RPG him.
Bro, these kids east, dude, they're gonna edit out, come towards us, dude. We'll just fry this shit.
It's by just waiting, rotating slightly later, and just ramping height. It's so simple.
Yo, those kids in the brick are getting
It's so simple, but so easy. Also, a reason why actually coming down from the hill is good, because if you're coming down from the lower side, this is going to be impossible to actually pull that off.
I'm literally... Yeah. The farther one.
Yep.
Knocked.
Nice.
The other guy died too. The other guy died at Storm Surge.
Focus is east. These kids to our southeast might pad.
And it's also important that they go late
Solo, I think he's gonna pad.
to make sure that there's actually height to ramp.
He 100% is gonna pad.
Right? Because people who pad, they land, they get higher, other people start ramping height. The later you go, the more chance that you have to maintain. The earlier there, the harder it is to actually maintain, because everybody thinks you're the threat right off the bat. And I think that's actually so important that Scope stays back there. These guys had
I'm trying to
ambitions.
hold kids to our right, bro.
And because they now had to take that path a little bit more towards the other side, ambition's gone.
I need to get a kill, bro. I'm almost in here.
Another pattern. 48 crack. Knock. Yo, Rhea, this brick wall.
Wait, there's a kid underneath us.
Padding is so bad
Where? That, bro? I'll go for it.
if you pad
Ready?
from off of height.
He must have moved. Alright, I'm 2 rockets. I gotta save these. Oh my god, we are moving.
There's no way.
Ammo kill, bro.
Yeah, I know.
They actually got 6 zone to...
Look for patterns, bro.
I think we should go up a couple floors. These kids are.
Yeah, these kids are like 2 under us.
I'm gonna go up one.
This is one of the most...
More pattern.
I don't think I've ever seen a game more fortunate in terms of zones than this one. Holy crap.
I can send you the pad later.
Like, this is insane.
I have a pad myself as well. Just staying top of the kids under us.
Kids are padding.
They haven't actually gotten a single refresh, which is the biggest issue out of all this.
Oh
They,
my
it's
god,
going to be
I'm
hard to
knock.
maintain with that little.
Nice.
But they don't give a
I'm gonna
foop.
stay ahead. I have 2 RPGs. I'm gonna drop a little bit.
It's interesting that you don't see them building outs early, at least a little bit.
You wanna pad? Oh, I'm here. I'm gonna pad.
Alright, yeah.
I'm gonna land over here and I'm gonna build up. Come to me.
Alright.
A lot of kids are padding too.
Nice.
I'm
The
building up
classic
super high,
Mitro
super
Mongrel
high.
Benji.
Oh, yeah.
Pad ahead, let the other guy build up to you so that you're connected and you can rebuild height. And he's covering in the back. I've seen a lot of mistakes, especially in the Sunday finals, where people try to pad ahead and they do it with both their duos. And what happens is the guys that scoped pressured would just be like, oh, wait, we could just take height now because this guy's padded off, right? You don't want to give these guys the opportunity, so scope
Don't
pressuring in the
snipe,
back
Don't get sniped.
is useful.
I'm looking at zone.
These stairs that Scoped places to make sure that he doesn't get sniped while he's looking off the backside. I don't know how many times you could see people get freaking sniped off a height and then just get yoinked.
Knocked one. Zone pulls back. Get up. Got another kill. Yo, in this wood. I'm RPG in this wood. Look over here. Nice, get his loot.
There we go. The jump down from Tfue.
Coming back up. I have max mats. Oh, I have like 1,000.
I need rockets. Do you have rockets?
I don't have rockets. I need AR.
I have 110.
Okay, just give me some.
Here, I dropped.
Scope's comms are nice, man.
We can reconnect our old pad.
I actually like how he didn't
110.
call anybody like threatening height until he actually knew.
I have no more
So lets Tfue focus on whatever he needs to do.
No, I have like 600. I just have no fucking ammo or like that. 70 white, edge zone. Shit.
He should have called for AR ammo though.
We just stay on top, bro. We have fucking hella mats.
That gets one shot below us. Is this a solo underneath?
He has his priorities really nice too.
140 and one. I won 140.
You dropped.
I mean priorities like
Pattern.
main priorities are not throwing the game and not losing the game. Like even that one, he was patient, takes the shot that was open to him, but the fact that he didn't get it.
There's two guys. It's a duo right under us.
And then when he's on height, he's not really overbuilding or over spamming anybody. He's just literally looking back in zone, making sure there's no floppers.
No flopper players.
Here you go.
Looking.
Pulls back, kind of. Pulls far west.
Not west, yeah.
Yeah, but they got so fortunate. I know Tfue got a refresh, but Scoped
35
hasn't.
white, 35 white.
And he still has 300 mats. 400 mats even.
Knock another.
I'm going in the zone.
Alright. On my back.
I'm landing on you. I'm gonna land on this kid. I'm landing on this kid in 2 seconds.
Got him, shit on.
That was nasty.
Nice coverage mats. Got minis. I have hella mats.
It feels like
It's 2v1.
it feels like everything that Scope does
Yeah, light, 600
is
light,
like a
600 light.
solid slow 1v1 compared to everybody else in Endgame.
Got him,
Wow,
dead.
I can't believe you
Fucking
snuck
shit.
that through.
11 kill dub.
It feels like it's all a solid slow 1v1 methodical.
That was a fucking
Like that fight against
I'm RPG.
uh yeah, this one up here on Smacked
I'm landing on you.
or Posick, whoever this is.
I'm landing on this
The cone, he realizes exactly what's going to happen. He knows he's going to flip the stairs. He walls the back so that he forces this guy to basically flip the stairs. And then it's just like one easy shotgun shot.
I have hella mats. I have like max mats, bro.
It's 2v1.
Okay.
11 kill dub.
All right, let's get into the next game.
Do a
This is shambles.
flopper as well.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. He pulled the pump.
I need a mini.
Drop the mini. The zone. Yeah, you zero? Got like 500.
I like how quick they put together this route off of the shambles.
Wasn't looking either.
This is pretty solid.
Over to loot this. Or no.
This is actually very solid.
Honestly, this big.
Did he? Knock? Distance. Or no.
That path off of scuffing your drop is so solid.
Hill. Hill in the. Let me know when. I think nobody pushes up the hill.
So they had to rotate this time, obviously, into first zone.
Keep going to the fucking pallet truck.
Tfue up on 8 Hill.
Prime.
Yeah. Get ready to fry him.
Let me know when.
You see him?
Yeah.
3.
I love how specific he was, by the way. This kid's going up to the pallet truck that's over here, right? That gives Tfue exactly what he needs to know.
2, 1, go. Knocked.
Flash. That's an easy fucking kill. Push the shit for sure. He's padding.
Cracked
Wow,
him.
that guy's short padded into the water. Odd. Are you gonna build, or you just have no mats, or like hello?
We can break that lawn. We could use it. Break the the ramp on the
He's so low. Come
I'm
on.
down.
Damn it.
Fucking loot mats.
Mats?
Yeah.
He went down river. He's like, he went hella far down.
Okay.
Like-
We're gonna head that way anyway to fish.
Like he's fighting this bush north, like farther north. To the right, the car bush.
I think he probably bounced.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, nice. That's so obvious, bro. Why did they both start yoinking from the bush?
Coming. Back up.
Fucking shitting on me. This guy's not even good, bro.
I boxed him. I boxed him.
Shitting on me.
Nice.
Ammo though.
Nothing special about that fight. I like the harpoon
Ammo?
to yoink the guy.
Double it on him. What?
Literally double harpooning. It's slightly better because like you don't have to expose yourself while you spray, and you're also obviously gonna get him out of the bush rather than
Pop it, yeah, go.
try to bloom fight somebody that you can't see. You know.
Those are pad too, bro. Oh, wait, so many waters.
I wonder what they would have done if they didn't get that fight for Surge.
I don't know. We should probably.
Because they're really late right now to get anything massive out of a base, and obviously no nades in the game. There was a fish spot way back down at the bridge, actually two, I think. But yeah, no. Once they chased that guy, there was nothing nearby.
Frank, bro.
I'm carrying harpoon late game.
Alright.
Learn how to disengage. I think most people who get into mid-game fights, number one, learn how to rotate next to somebody without actually getting it in any spot where it's going to be a fight, you know? People, too often, they're like, oh, these guys are rotating next to us, but they don't stop, and they don't pause and wait. Or they don't, like,
Drop max brick.
you know, slightly move in a different direction. They just kind of continue going, and it's like, okay, well, that's obviously going to turn into a fight.
We will.
Okay, pretty max distance. No launch on
There's a
scopes.
launch pad placed over here.
My god, they have so many mats.
I'm hugging this tree.
Yeah, same. Where you like?
I'm
Yeah.
laying on the grass. I'm just boxing up right here.
I'm right with you. We gotta go up, definitely.
I'm going up one.
All right, so they didn't take height this
Take it slow,
game.
take it slow.
Hide. Yeah, I'm hiding in a cone, bro. We're getting grief.
I'm gonna go up one right here then.
Like I said, I'm hiding in this cone, bro. We're getting griefed. What? It's just a prediction.
You look for pick, double log, maybe?
I dropped my AUG to the AR. That is spaz.
Okay.
Oh, I can still spray shit.
I've seen so many situations where people get into situations in Endgame
Not worth shit.
and literally have an AUG still and they can't do anything to get into boxes or get out of situations or
Remember,
anything
we
like
can
that.
tank sword for launch pad. We have floppers.
Yeah, I have two.
This is game 2.
Yeah, take a flop. Take another flop.
Max distance 6. Oh, this is the water game. This game was stupid,
I have four total
stupid.
fish.
Oh, bet.
We need to recycle powder here. Look,
We can
keep
go
looking.
up. You want to go up?
I think we should just.
Recycle a pad? Yeah, we should. Follow me. Watch out for that wall.
Alright.
You're ready to recycle a pad. Worst case,
Over here. I heard it. Oh my god.
see it?
Yeah, on me.
Nice. Good find.
Position.
I wanted to point out how you ever be ramping up and then you jump up and place a floor in a new box and your teammate has to edit in and you edit yourself down. That's because you stand in the center of your box. You saw him actually edit Tfue down earlier in the game, and I just like realized how they play that. Wow, that was
I got a guy. I can't
ballsy.
deal with
Why did he do
that.
that?
Bro.
What the hell?
Oh my god.
See it?
Jerry, on me.
Think out of all the things to do, landing in the middle of the water is the most dangerous and scary thing to do.
It's in the water, bro.
Like, what? I think he dove too far, and then I don't know.
I got a guy. I can't.
Yeah, this is a free kill, but also everybody else who lands near you is a free kill. What the hell?
Really build though. Where you at? I'm getting to you. I'm getting to you. I'm getting to you. I'm getting to you.
Man, he got back so
Stay
fast.
up. Get up one. Get up one. Get up one.
Okay, get up. One side, tunneling.
I'm tunneling in.
Okay, I have hella mad.
Same.
Hella free kills, bro. Free kills in the water.
That should have been a call like a good minute ago. What the hell, bro? I'm still shocked that he just fucking landed on this guy. Middle of the water. What the?
Keep dropping in.
I'm going out. I'm going to the left one. Going to the left one. Going
Nice.
to the left one.
Switch layers. As soon as he noticed there was somebody.
I'm in.
Got knocked.
Dude, I guess people are just screwed down on the water. This entire lobby just did not know how to play this.
Can you get to me? Hey, pull back.
Pull back. We're gonna get hella kills here, bro.
Yeah, I know. Come to me. There's a duo on me. I boxed him. Knock. Watch
It's
out.
Midas.
I need that
It's
finish.
Midas.
I need that finish.
It's a drum gun.
Oh,
No.
other side of the wall. Behind us.
Oh, this is Monka, bro.
Come to me.
Oh my god.
I got pop flops.
Okay. just
What?
Yeah, I'm coming.
He still left it. Don't care.
You trying to get in?
This is great movement. You can see this guy running straight forward. Normally people are moving side to side and back up and whatever. He sees this guy go straight forward and he dives into the old box. Yes, he could have got reset on and kind of outplayed. But you see how hard that was for Top Gun to like turn around and start shooting him? Like literally
I got pop flops.
impossible.
Okay. Just get to me when you can.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Literally impossible.
There's a kid like on this fucking section.
I might be
Might
dead
go
to
up one.
storm. I'm chilling. I'm getting to you. Do you have a flop or anything?
I do. I do have a flopper. I'm just like trying to figure out.
How did they yoink height after this? They just got a bunch of impacts because of that. All patience on Scope's part.
I have so much. I drop mats. Grab his mats. Pulls max.
Just fucking look back in. Low ground. Look low ground. Constantly.
What's height looking like? Bro, there's a solo on height. Oh my god, I got height. Get up.
I'm getting up. There's a hella kills to be had, bro. We need to frag.
I know. Frag the fuck out. I'm popping a mini.
Let's get in this wood right here. Hold on, let's
In zone.
Even though Tfue goes crazy, calling for frag out, like they're big chilling still.
In that wood. There's a guy in that wood.
I mean, Scoped is like he's not going crazy, you know, because I think that for that reason alone is why a lot of people just lose games and throw big opportunities.
66 white.
Bro, if somebody has a grappler or a pad, they can take height on us right now.
I know. They're already
That call is because there's still old builds above them.
Got the kill, bro.
I got another. He's in storm.
He's
He's in the water.
so good, bro.
My box. 200 him. Dead.
He's the fucking best. I'm with you.
I was
66 white.
already crazy on the fact that this man is shooting his AR, going underneath the water and everything. Just big vibing.
Bro.
I got another. He's in storm.
I'm with you.
He's in the water. My box. 200 him. Dead.
Ridiculous shit.
Solid, bro. Solid.
We don't need to land in.
He's so patient. Every single shot, it's like literally do or die in those situations. He hits them because he's slow, because he's patient, because he's calm. Every situation. That movement back then, crazy, man. Crazy. So he's probably played 10 scrims in his life and has made 2 FNCS finals. Yeah, like literally,
They're in this right
kid is nuts, man.
He's 1 HP.
Without even worrying about anything. So I'd say mechanics are pretty damn important.
That drop sucks. We gotta push main area, bro.
Yeah, 100%.
You guys suck. Yes, Mike.
Brutus is like
Those old ESCA lands were such content.
They're on me.
Oh my god, fried one, 1 HP.
15 flash.
Is that other guy still up top? Is he in the water?
They're running around the side.
Okay.
Let's get Brutus.
I see Tfue as a team player and not a solo anymore. No, I still think Tfue's pretty solo.
I have a purple tack, bro. Let's get the fuck in on these kids.
I think Tfue needs a team player with him. I think that's when he activates.
I think they're second.
This is 400 IQ. Waiting for them to come back for the vault. Because they know it's closed.
Like 20 seconds. I know.
Does this work, guys? Or can I skip?
Ready?
Coming, they're here.
That was premature.
But whoever it is, bro, they're getting shit on.
Or was the cone... The cone was already a little transparent. Because he had just reset it, I guess. Sucks.
Watch your back. Got one. They have a gold minigun. This is them. We gotta kill this teammate.
Okay, I'm popping. Actually, I think it's Bandy.
Isn't
Shit on.
Chris is playing with Top Gun? Okay, interesting. That's funny.
My image just fucking took that first kid out.
What was that?
Bro, it's Top Gun. Where's this fucking vault key? Do you have the vault key?
No. What's up?
Does it really matter? Look at your loot, bro.
Are you sure?
Do you get a lot of extra ammo from the vaults? That's actually crazy. Good to know. Good to know. This game was whack, so all that dilly-dallying at the Grotto was okay. Obviously, the early game fight, too, would have been okay. I'm talking about Storm Surge. Right? They were vibing ever since then.
I think my marker is the best bet.
Yeah, I do too. Yo, if those kids get zone, bro, they're gonna be fucking... We're dropping Speedy, bro. They're already fucking...
Yo, I'm Speedy Gonzalez. Where you at? You about to get dropped, bro.
Aggressively and wasted so many mats, you know?
Yeah.
He said, if those kids get zone, yo, we're dropping Speedy. Let's get the other guy.
Yeah. It either pulls north or it pulls south, in my opinion.
People are griefing hard.
It could pull over here, though.
The kid height was jumping around. We got zone. We gotta fucking crank up. Break this tree.
Dang, Speedy's a god. It's funny how many players are actually interested in trying to predict the zone. So in game number one, we talked about how they took height.
100%.
In this game, we're going to be able to take a look at how they hold height in fifth zone.
Now we're getting sniped off.
It's about a lot of pressure, but also not attracting too much pressure and connecting pretty wide.
Yo, what the fuck?
These kids 330, watch out, bro. They're weird, I'm telling you. I need you to jump on mats if you get a fucking kill.
Do I think zone predicting is even a skill?
Shut off.
I think people believe that there is certain things,
I'm looking for kids northwest.
but I don't believe it, and I don't know if it's
Powder. Oh my god, 36 knocked.
actually viable. Wow. Zypha. Rip.
Coming back up to me.
My friend.
You have mats too?
Yes. I've maxed everything. I got grappler.
Damn. He jumps down, grabs a grappler because of it.
Oh my god, 36 knocked. I'm jumping.
Nah.
I'm. Yes.
Good fucking shit. That's an MVP fucking.
He left Sky's scar. Yeah, I think you've seen him leave some mythic items behind because
I just fried that kid, dude.
it's not for any specific reason. It's just that he wants to focus more on the important things, like getting back up to Tfue in this case. The grappler, more important than the AR, especially when he has a gold one already.
We need moving, bro. If we get moving fucking north, we win this.
Bro, we're center zone. We get moving. What do you mean? Let's chill.
We can get on top of these kids.
Yeah, no, we're going to.
I'm gonna look for kids I could hold. Like,
Okay.
south, bro.
By the way, it's always Tfue moving first
Are we connected?
until
I'm looking for...
in the last game, the last portion was when
Well, I might. Like, what's that gonna do though?
when Scoped got separated, when he dived into the water for whatever reason,
One brick wall.
and Tfue was tunneling, and he said, Scoped said, you have to get up to me, and then he took over because Scoped had the better
I
position.
have the grappler. I can take the
So
storm
it
again.
changed Tfue's priorities to be like, okay, let me just make sure that I get in to Scoped.
I'm dropping down a little bit.
Yeah, I'm with you. Alright, stay above these kids in the fucking. Reconnected.
Pattern. Oh my god, I got RPG'd out.
Back up, grapple back up.
I know, I'm chilling, I'm chilling. Focus that guy, yeah. I knocked him.
Need to reconnect these builds.
Everybody shoots, dies.
I have 400 mats.
Here, mats.
Put them back in the zone.
Everybody he shoots, he dinks once, they're dead.
Dead.
It's not even about,
36
like,
flash. 36, 72 flash. He's under that brick.
they just die. They're just low HP, all of them. Finds the perfect targets.
I might head you out. We gotta keep going far. These kids caught underneath us.
Yeah,
We can drop down. We can afford to drop down.
yeah, I know, I have the grappler.
I don't have much mats.
Here.
Why does he keep connecting with wood? Is he paying attention to the switch?
I'm trying to drop you mats.
I know,
I have like 400. I'm just gonna on top of these kids in the middle.
Yeah.
Here, take mats.
You can jump. Guys, fucking padding.
Yo, in storm with floppers. We got shot out. In storm with floppers.
Alright, I'm looking back to minigun.
There's two guys, two of them. We're gonna grief. I gotta drop.
Okay. I'm coming down to you. I don't have much mats.
Neither do I have like none.
It's a good call, but they've got to find themselves.
One kid ice. I'm gonna land on you. I'm
I'm low ground. I'm low ground.
Where you at?
I'm low ground.
I'm with you. I'm in your box.
Alright, I have 3 builds. We gotta play together. It pulls over here.
He almost had those kills. That was a good
Jump
target to
down,
look
jump
at.
down. Gotta kill.
Especially even following up on these guys once he knows, like, hey, this fight is starting to end.
I got so much mats.
I got flopper.
Oh my god, he almost got caught.
Come to me.
Them diving into the same box together, and then another person diving in the same box together. Eventually that fight will end. There won't always be people landing in the same box. Nice piece control, bro.
How are you?
I'm going left side. Oh, there's a guy here. Come over, come back. Right side. Right,
I went up a layer.
I'm right with you.
Here, I have a mythic Tommy gun. You want it?
No, I can't.
Kill on me? I'm low ground. Ulti low.
I have 6 builds.
He could have really screwed Tfue there.
I'm right with you.
Here, I have a mythic Tommy gun. You want it?
No, I can't.
Did that just go through the door?
Right side.
I went up a layer.
I'm right with you.
Here, I have
Wait, hold up. Slow this shit down.
No, I can't.
What? Yo, Scoped is. Wait a second, bro.
Come over, come back.
That went flying through the door. What?
I'm right with you.
Here, I have a mythic.
That's crazy.
No, I can't.
That's the craziest thing I've seen in a while. Scuffed door edit. The door opens in Endgame. Final zone. No, 8 zone. Holy. I was gonna say that, like, he could have really screwed Tfue the way that he chose to edit and reset this wall, but obviously Tfue went down anyway, so it's kind of irrelevant. But you've seen so many times people like reset their teammates, or reset a wall, or make an edit that's like super bad for their teammate to actually get back in. You got a pad. Scope gets second here, right? 1 HP. Holy sh!
He's full shield.
I have no HP, bro.
Okay, play placement. You have hella mats. Honestly, it might be safest to try to get height. You gotta pop shield though.
With this many people, I think he's right.
Bro, you can win this game. You just can't take storm damage.
Because he has all the mats in the world to actually be able to maintain and hold, even if somebody tries to pressure.
There's a bunch of trees up there.
Ah.
Take storm. Nice. Good shit. Nice.
He could have won that. That was good shit.
Fucking go, dude.
Oh, you fucking popped off. He's up there. Damage. He's up there. Maybe go right now.
There was one game in the grand finals of either EU or NA where there was a guy trying to grapple height like this, and constantly the tree kept screwing him. I don't remember which game or which player it was, but I feel like there's a better play. Like the way to get the better angle with the grappler can actually help you yoink height instead of doing it from straight down below, right? Where you can't get a good angle to yoink yourself up. You gotta like run into, well, obviously he couldn't use 1 HP, but you gotta like run ahead of zone or something like that so that there's space for you to actually catapult up, because it's just such an awkward position. That edit was clean.
Nice. Good shit.
That edit was clean.
Nice.
Yeah, that low ground. The guy was so far up without anything.
Second place.
Anyways.
He's flying towards you. He might land on you.
Yeah, yeah.
Twice flash. Twice flash, bro. That kid might land on you.
Knocked him.
What?
Nice. Get the kill.
I actually did not know there's a chest in the nose.
46 flush on the finish. I'm going for the finish.
Okay, go for the finish. Where is it?
It's right in the back. It's right in the back.
Teammate is his teammate is near. His teammate's back there. We gotta kill them both. Then we get back, and then we can dip.
Are these guys landing anywhere useful?
See him?
You gotta fry him. Good shit. Let's fucking
Nice.
go, dude.
That was actually a perfect pinch. Tfue coming up from the top. He gave all the information possible. That was a nice landing.
46 flush. I don't think
A
anyone-
good play.
Went to almost, actually.
Might drop this dog shit. I'm gonna at this tower.
All right, I'm gonna go in the middle of the nostril.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice. There's so many people trying to land zipline, and so many people going into the air vent.
I think I want to reboot Ben.
Kid flying on me or flying towards back. His teammate is near.
I'm down to agree.
Good pitch.
Heavy sniper.
Nice. The fishing spots here at the lodge being unlooted is nice. That's probably doesn't happen too often. And I love when you mix a mythic spot with fishing, it's just like so. You saw Letwick and Kirachi just dominate with the rig. How they were doing that in semis. And shoot, how they did that in the first game too. Dominate with the rig and then have fish on top of it. Whenever a team is uncontested out of shark, it's like so much. You mix the two metas of mythic items and floppers, it just gives you so much staying power, so much defensive ability late in the game when you need it the most.
He's in this.
He's in this.
Where?
Right here. One's back here.
These games got so less stacked as time went on, but still relevant and helpful for people. They're already in the point range where it's like they've already qualled, so they just need like a few more kills. They slowed way down though again. I don't know why. We're not gonna watch those games, but it would be interesting to know. If I was like studying for broadcast, I would watch them, but I'm not.
Where do you want to go in?
What's up, Mega Mark? Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Then we just gotta run over the bridge. There's nobody holding us on the bridge.
Oh, they were griefing Grotto. There you go. Yes. Of course.
Oh my god, that's a dink.
Who was it that tweeted that out? Was like, if you play Storm meta,
That's some pussy.
you're not a real or some shit.
Bro, how did I miss that?
157 on the kid with the bow.
Bro, what the? That guy is terrible, dude. We gotta hold these guys.
Don't let me side in the middle wall.
Shoot it, go! Bro, oh. Just missed through
We can
them.
go again. We can go again.
Watch out, his teammates got heavy.
Wood wall. Oh, no, he flipped the ramp. You guys down?
Bruh, this is hone. Damn.
You can get an angle maybe.
Damn, this is so massive. When you find yourself like this on edge in zone for fourth, it's like, bro, no way. It's like the freest high ground possible.
I'm getting loot.
If it goes left or right,
Go back up.
or right on top of you, how do they finish this?
Knocked him out, rear.
Oh, he just sniped him.
Fuck it.
Shoot the wall, shoot the wall, shoot the wall. Oh. Knocked him out, rear. We get
Wow, Scoped is awful at sniping. Good player though.
pressure.
What about the other team? Above.
That's
Weird.
them, that is them.
Okay, it's them.
You're sliding down the mountain.
They're getting our good. We just
I'm
need to be
getting
careful.
loot, I'm getting loot.
We just need to loot and go back up. That's all we need.
There's extra minis is a little bit of mats.
Alright, we're good.
That guy was sliding down a hill, by the way.
That was a fucking nasty snipe, dude. You sliding down the mountain.
Yeah, you're fucking cracked. Good shit.
I didn't hear either, but fuck it.
They got so lucky with zone every game. They didn't get lucky last game. They didn't get lucky in game number 2. Game number 2 was like weird though. It kept bouncing about back in the water. Still wasn't like
Double heavies, bro.
totally favoring them. If anything, it was like favoring everybody in the game.
Rear. Oh, he just fucking blocked at us off.
This was the best win out of all the games. Yes, this one was by far the best win out of all the games.
He ran in.
This is the revive game, right? So nuts.
Bro.
So nuts.
Bro, northwest, that guy is fucking.
Is it really luck or just good positioning? I mean, grabbing a zone is luck.
Ass zone.
Positioning yourself well in the server is good positioning, but when you find a zone on top of you,
Use it yet.
there's no set like if you're edge and you get zone, that's luck.
I think if this
The only thing there's only a few things you could do
rotation.
Bro, if I snipe this guy northwest,
to
I
give
know-
yourself the best chance of getting zone. It's not like going to edge is going to help you, except for fourth zone. That's the only one, right?
This solo won't rotate, bro. This is gonna be a problem.
Position themselves well enough to get lucky. Yeah, I mean, isn't everybody in the lobby positioned well enough to get lucky as long as they're not in zone?
Weird, honestly.
He's right here. I'm about to heavy sniper in on him.
I'm not saying it's bad positioning because it's clearly good ass positioning.
What is he for me?
He has a pad, he has a gold AK, he has heavy sniper.
The way that they were right on top of the mountain,
I'm sharpening his head.
they wouldn't been if they got zoned and fit, they would have easily just like
Free. It's completely
done
free.
so much in this game for free.
We might be able to snipe these guys height.
Nah, I'm dropping down.
Don't worry about it.
I'm on a good layer. Under this, get to me. Follow me.
Okay, I'm with you.
That would have been nice.
I'm going
I
to the
love
right one.
when people are super aware of the height team, like super aware, and they look for opportunities like that because then it's a free ramp.
He's close.
And also, you could tell Scope was like they were both looking for the ramp up, like we saw in game number
Watch
1.
the middle wall. Block him off.
Yeah.
We can do, wait, yo, I have double
But as soon as the guy turned,
Oh, no, never mind. He fucking blocked us off.
We have a tab, we should probably
I'm
tab
looking
next
over.
time.
Yeah, here, take one. Take a pad.
Should I eat a flop?
Oh, I have a med kit for you. Here, just pop the med kit.
as soon as the guy turned, they abandoned ship, went down on the mid ground layer.
Someone's not
Take
bad.
that and take that.
Okay. These are getting griefed far east. We could maybe try to
On my
go for a
wall.
double heavy again.
I hit him like 90 fucking way.
How did that guy get above the stairs? What?
Nice, free kill.
They're getting
Where did this guy come from?
We could maybe try to
On my
They
wall.
just warped in.
I hit him like 90.
Once he heavy sniped this
fucking way.
box. Oh, he fell through. Okay, I thought the man came through this wall, and I was like, wait, that's the same guy. No way. Poor guy.
I'm backing up. I'm chilling. Back up. Get it back up more. Come to me. We're padding from here.
Come here.
I'm
Me.
Oh, alright. I'm with you.
I'm
Aw.
landing like here.
I'm diving yet.
Actually, I'm landing on this team. Oh fuck, I got beamed.
I got beamed too. How many?
I wish they had low padded. I wish they had used scopes. They would have got the same
I'm
distance.
on your back.
Okay. I'm on wood, bro. I'm on wood.
I got a kill.
Scope sucks at sniping, but he's still a good player though.
Where you at? Where you at?
Scope sucks at sniping.
I'll take over. I'll take over. Yeah.
Sorry, buddy.
I'm with you.
I just have to rev it in.
I'm almost in. I'm almost in. Get on me. Get on me. Get on me.
I just have to rev it in.
We're gonna mini. I'm gonna drop. I'm dropping one. I'm on a really good layer. Behind us. On our back. We're in right here.
We're in here. Just gonna chill.
I have 500 wood.
Reload my heavy sniper. No, another pad, the other.
Yeah, I have a pad.
30 wood. 30 wood. Hold, we got zone.
I'm dropping one. Come on. Get to me. We're in a good spot. Watch the roof. Okay, double heavy this kid in. Right here. On me. My box is dead.
Oh, that's what it looked like from this perspective. I watched this game from TV's perspective earlier.
I'm popping a 50 out.
Okay, double heavy this kid in. Right here. On me. My box is dead.
I like how he goes all the way into the corner. I don't know if this is intentional, but if Sizlucky was to place a cone or place a floor, it would have been full phasing. I'm not sure if that was intentional, but that was genius from Scoped. It's funny. Like we all know at this point, like the trick where you place your own cone and phase yourself on it. But this I like better. When it's a full box and you push yourself in the corner, you're phasing either a stair. Well, the stair could be. They could place a stair in a way that it doesn't phase, but a cone 100% will phase it. And it's better that the person thinks that they have a chance to place something for safety than like know immediately, right? And Sizlucky didn't actually place or go to place anything. He just started shooting and kind of gave up anyways. But it was nice. That's a thing that you guys should implement. Is if you're gonna drop someone down like that, force yourself in the corner, especially if it's 2v1.
Popping a 50. I don't have much mats, bro.
I have shit 10 mats. Get to me. Watch this very wall.
Yeah, I know about the scope sense on controller. We talked about that when we were watching AV last time. We VOD reviewed.
Can you get up? One more.
I'm with you.
Come on, in storm. I'm going up one.
Okay.
Watch the right wall. I'm going back down.
Jesus.
I have floppers and shit on my body, low ground. You might be able to leave my floppers. I'm gonna try going in this worm.
I'm fucking gonna die here.
Go behind. It pulls back.
Now this was lucky, the fact that it pulled back. It's also lucky that he was freaking not shot at all.
Might
I
be
wish
able
you
to.
could just.
Dude, this clutch almost happened again in finals, but Tfue choked the flopper.
Okay, jump me a flop instantly.
Literally the same exact flop or exact clutch, but Tfue missed the flopper. So good though.
I have 2 builds. Oh my god, so much mats.
Nice.
Only 150. Nice. He gets the big pot too. No.
Oh fuck. I have like no mats.
I have 10 builds.
I gotta pop
Pop a
shield.
mini.
Pop shield. We got zone.
These guys in the storm. It pulls us out.
I'm in a cone. Fuck. I broke it. This is sketchy.
Watch out, there's a guy on the other side of this wall. I'm jumping on this mats in the river.
Good block.
Overbuild.
Man, the inventory management nuts from Scoped right there. I thought he was dead at this point because he was in the drift.
There's floppers.
I grabbed them.
All right, right there is something that everybody who is playing opens and semis usually makes mistakes in. They run so close together in spots where you're going to get pinches like this easily just by sitting still, being a little slower. If Scope went on Tfue, that would have been a weird spot where the guy could start peeking you one by one. But because they stayed wide again in this last zone, that guy was both Tfue and Scope were looking at him.
Wait, I don't match. Shoot out. Hey. Just spray. 70 shield and storm. I have no mats. Let's fucking go.
That was nuts.
Turner.
Even there's this dip back in the zone.
I have no mats. Let's fucking go, Turner.
That was such a nice
We're the fucking
bait and play. Like, with no mats, he's like, okay, I can't cover anymore. He goes in the zone. Tfue stays. I don't know if this, again, intentional or not. Whatever it was, it is a good play. Scoped comes out of zone, and then both of them land down below because they also probably don't have any mats, so they think that they have to take the 50-50. And if it was a good 2v2, it probably would have extended a little longer. Like, the guy would have dropped over here. The other guy would have dropped in the zone. But when it's not necessarily, I don't know. Let's see.
best, dude. Like, holy
Saf
shit, dude.
was one of them, and Hooney was another. So it was a
I don't
2v1v1.
fucking know, dude.
Both dropped at the same time.
Dude, you're the fucking best. You're the fucking best, dude. That res is so clutch. Holy shit.
That's nice. That's nice.
Fucking go, dude.
Whoo! All right, boys. That was the 4 games that I wanted to watch from Tfue and Scoped in semifinals. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please like, subscribe, and do all the things on my social media. And we'll be back with more content just like this. Peace.